It's 6:14 a.m. Your alarm went off 14 minutes ago. You already promised yourself, out loud last night, that today you'd get up, work out, and finally start the thing you've been avoiding for 3 weeks. And right now your thumb is scrolling. You're not even enjoying it, you're just watching yourself not move. And somewhere in the back of your skull, a familiar voice whispers the same lie it always does. What is wrong with me? Here's the thing, nothing is wrong with you. But almost everything you've been told about fixing this is wrong. For your whole life, people have handed you the same 3 explanations for why you can't stick to anything. You're lazy, you lack discipline, or you just don't want it badly enough. All 3 are garbage. The real reason you break your promises isn't a character flaw. It's that you're trying to win a fight with your own brain using the slowest, weakest weapon you own: conscious willpower. And here's what nobody tells you about that fight. Fast forward 5 years. Same you, same excuses, same 6 a.m. scroll. Except now the gap between the life you imagined and the life you're living is 5 years wide instead of 1 morning. That's the real cost. So let's shut it down. I'm going to give you 6 truths about how discipline actually works inside your skull. Not motivation, not affirmations, actual neuroscience. And each one comes with a specific move you can make today. 6 truths. Let's go. Truth 1. Willpower is not the engine. You've been sold a bedtime story. In 1998, a researcher named Roy Baumeister ran an experiment and coined a phrase that took over self-help for 2 decades: ego depletion. The idea? Self-control is a finite resource. Use it on one thing and you've got less for the next. It sounds true, it feels true, but here's the plot twist. It might not be. When Martin Hager and a team of labs tried to reproduce that effect in 2016 across thousands of people, the famous willpower drain barely showed up at all. Even weirder, people who simply believe their willpower is unlimited don't show the fatigue in the first place. Read that again. The exhaustion may be coming from the belief, not the biology. So stop budgeting willpower like it's a tank of gas. Your move. The next time you hear yourself say, "I'm out of willpower," physically rewrite the sentence to, "I haven't set this up yet," because setup is where discipline actually lives. Which brings us to truth 2. Truth 2. Disciplined people barely use discipline. This is the one that'll sting a little. The people you envy, the ones who train every morning and never seem to fight themselves, are not stronger than you. Research by Wendy Wood at USC found something almost insulting. Highly self-disciplined people actually resist fewer temptations than everyone else. They're not winning the war. They designed a life where the war never starts. And they've got physics on their side, because roughly 43% of what you do every single day isn't a decision at all. It's an automatic habit fired off by your surroundings. So if your environment is fighting you, your willpower loses before you even wake up. Your move. Pick one temptation and put a wall between you and it, literally. Phone charges in another room. Junk food doesn't enter the house. Gym clothes laid out on the floor the night before. Change the room and you change the reflex. Now, how do those reflexes get built? Truth 3. Repetition rewires the machine. Deep inside your brain sits a structure called the basal ganglia, and it has one job. Take anything you do often enough and turn it into an automatic routine that runs on almost no energy. And energy matters more than you think. Your brain is about 2% of your body weight, but it burns 20 to 25% of your resting energy. It is desperate to automate because thinking is expensive. So every time you repeat a behavior, you're not just being good today, you're physically handing it over to autopilot. How long does that take? A researcher named Philippa Lally tracked real people and found the average was 66 days, though it ranged from 18 all the way to 254. So no, it's not 21 days. That number was always a myth. Your move. Pick exactly one keystone behavior. Same cue, same time, same place every day, and mark an X on a calendar. You're not chasing a feeling, you're buying automation. And there's a specific mental switch that makes starting far easier. Truth 4. Procrastination is a network, not a personality. Right now, your brain is running one of two channels. When you're drifting, daydreaming, scrolling, just resting, that's your default mode network, and it's the home of procrastination. The moment you lock onto a task, a rival system switches on, the task-positive network. Here's the catch: they can't both run at full volume. Discipline, at the neural level, is nothing more mystical than flipping the channel from one to the other. And the flip is hardest at the very start, not the middle. That's why just start actually works. You're forcing the switch. Your move: build a 5-second ignition ritual. Same tiny first action every time. Open the dock, put on the shoes, write one ugly sentence. Done before your default mode brain gets a vote. Speaking of votes, there's a chemical that decides whether you even get off the couch. Truth 5. Dopamine is the gas pedal, not the finish line. You've heard dopamine called the pleasure chemical. That's not quite right, and the difference will change how you work. Dopamine isn't mainly about the reward after. It's about the anticipation before. It's a prediction signal, the surge that says this is worth the effort, go. In other words, dopamine is what gets you to start, not what you feel when you're done. Which means the trick isn't to reward yourself after, it's to make the payoff vivid before. Your move: before a hard task, spend 30 seconds making the goal concrete in your head. See the finished thing, see the version of you who did it. You're deliberately loading the gas pedal, but even loaded up, you'll still get hit with cravings. And truth 6 is about not fighting them the dumb way. Truth 6. Don't fight the impulse, redirect the attention. Back in 1972, Walter Mischel put kids in a room with a marshmallow and a deal. Wait, and you get 2. The kids who lasted didn't do it by gritting their teeth. They looked away, sang songs, reframed the marshmallow into something boring. They managed their attention, not their willpower. And years later, those same kids showed better school performance and even a lower body mass index. Why does raw self-control fail? Because your limbic system, the impulsive part, fires in as little as 1.5 milliseconds, while your rational brain is still clearing its throat. You will lose a head-on fight with a craving every single time. So don't have one. Your move: when the urge hits, don't white-knuckle it, redirect. Stand up, change rooms, reframe it, wait 90 seconds. As one line from cognitive neuroscience puts it, self-regulation isn't really about willpower, it's about managing attention and emotional states. Which leads to the part nobody wants to hear. So here's the blunt truth, no cushion. Your brain is not neutral in this. Chronic stress physically shrinks the branches of your prefrontal cortex, the exact region you need for control. And when researchers like Russell Poldrack scanned people's brains over 18 months of change, the networks turned out to be stubbornly stable even as behavior shifted. Translation: there is no 3-day transformation, and part of you will fight the new you for a while. That's the hard part. Now the other half of that same truth, the part that changes everything. Neuroplasticity is real, and it never fully shuts off. Every focused repetition wraps your neural wiring in a little more myelin, making that circuit faster and more automatic. You are not broken, you are under construction. The problem was never your character, it was your setup. And setup is the one thing fully in your hands. So go back to that 6:14 a.m. moment. Thumb scrolling, that ugly little voice asking, "What's wrong with you?" Now you know the honest answer. Nothing's wrong with you. You just walked into the fight with the wrong weapon. You don't need more willpower. You need a room that's on your side, a habit on autopilot, and a brain you finally stopped insulting. Discipline was never a personality you're born with. It's an architecture you build, one boring, repeated, deliberate rep at a time. And you can lay the first brick this morning. So here's your assignment, and it's small on purpose. Out of the 6 truths, kill the willpower myth, design your environment, repeat to automate, flip the network, load your dopamine, redirect your attention. Pick 3, just 3. Commit to them for 30 days and drop a comment right now telling me which 3 you chose. Because saying it out loud makes you the person who actually does it. And do not wait for Monday. Monday is a lie your default mode brain uses to stay comfortable. Pick your 3 and start the first one today, in the next hour. Your 5 years from now self is watching which one you choose. Don't settle for your baseline. Go beyond it.